Like,
All right, sir, we're live.
okay, the time is 9:30 a.m. We'll bring this meeting to order. Will you join me in the pledge of allegiance, please? Sam, would you lead us? Sure.
Okay, ready, pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mike, would you,
Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us here today. Lord, we ask you for wisdom, understanding, and discernment, things that we deal with. Help us to please you and to serve the people of Lassen County. In Jesus' name. Amen.
thank you. Okay, we had no closed session. I'm looking for an agenda approval.
If there are no additions and deletions I motion to approve.
Okay, I have a motion to approve,
I'll second.
and I have a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, public comment for items that are not on the agenda. Come on up, state your name, please. You have 3 minutes.
Good morning, my name is Jim Barry, and I'm good. I want to speak about the Love's truck stop going in. I have some concerns about it. I'm opposed to it. That's what information is coming out of the initial study of 2005. And I spoke at the city meeting the other day. But so revenue through taxes because of the truck stop coming in, 1,500 passenger 1,500 passenger vehicles, 200 trucks and vehicles per day with service industry jobs. Susanville has plenty of fast food and fuel stations. I'm afraid of negative effects on the existing businesses that already fill those needs. Security needs for a 24-hour truck stop are a big concern. Truck stops are magnets for illegal substances and human trafficking. Our police officers, bless their hearts, we just don't have enough of them. Idling limits, how are we going to enforce that? That's a state law. Utilities suspended under bridges over the Susan River with pressurized waste and water and sewer are a concern. The facility is expected to use between 7,000 and 9,000 gallons of water per day. Affect us up here during just every day visits, Katy Springs, etc. The aesthetics, light and noise. Light levels are, they say it's a moderate impact, equivalent to dawn light levels, unless you live right there. We don't need a 24-hour dawn light where I live. I like where I live. I'm hoping to keep the signs and light poles down for the lowest levels if this gets approved to like 43, 24 foot in height, I believe is what was mentioned. A noise is expected to have a significant impact. Proposed that they build a noise barrier, sound barrier on the southwest side along the railroad grade. I did some research, about $52 a square, 7 acres, about 1,456 feet, 10-foot tall is about $800,000. Love's generates $26.5 billion in revenue. I think they can afford that to help relieve some of the angst on the residents living there on Sierra Road mainly. A representative had a selling point and mentioned about using the area for fires. The truck stop's not a good location for incident command post for many reasons. Further development in an article dated 2/8/25, the Lassen Times, Dan Newton was referenced. The location's 14-acre parcel. It said 70 of a 79-acre parcel. It said the remainder of which will remain undeveloped, but a future 10,000 square foot repair shop has been mentioned. The Skyline project around 2000 was initiated to relieve the congestion in town. Now the truck stops encouraging traffic to come through town, congregate at the intersection at Skyline and 36. It just seems like we're defeating the purpose of what the 130 or the Skyline was for. 139 truck traffic will come down that way also. The question is the old railroad grade, I believe, was part of a larger recreational system in the Susanville area.
Your time's up, Jim.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I did leave
Yeah, I got it.
Okay,
Thank
okay,
you.
okay. Hey, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in.
Mhm.
Okay, Jason, you want to start off with your agendized report, please?
Absolutely. Last Wednesday, the Lassen County Office of Education hosted the fourth annual Career Opportunities Workshop and Skills Day. And I gotta say, they did a killer job. You know, we started this 4 years ago, and now with them at the helm, they have took this to the heights I would have never imagined. I have my youngest with me, and she got to play with Russell Bates, Novo Construction, Guest Plumbing, and hit all the different vendors. And she just had a great time. Good job to the LCOE. The rock stars killed it. Yesterday I was with Margie's Book Nook. I sponsored a free gently used book giveaway at the Sierra Primary School, and want to give a shout out to Mitch Lively. He came down and showed some good baseball fundamental techniques to all our grade schoolers on Monday, and he'll come out to Hurlong High School and we'll do another gently used book giveaway to Hurlong High. Then we'll be in Doyle next month, and then arrange for all of the different schools in the outlying areas for next year. This Wednesday, we have a Sierra Alliance meeting. Mr. John Perici and the LCTC, Caltrans is going to do their pitch like they did at the 395 Coalition meeting and at our LCTC meeting about all the different projects that are fixing to break ground on 395. Thursday, I'll be in Milford for the food pantry. And this Wednesday, I want to thank Mr. Brandon Weeks at CNS Waste. He's going to grab our green waste bin from Hurlong and get it dropped off in Levitt Lake. And in the order of the requests that I received, after Levitt Lake green waste cleanup's finished, we'll be in Doyle and then Milford after that. And anybody that doesn't know yet, the Junior Fun Day is this Sunday. Mutton busting is back. So anybody wants to come out, check that out with the Sheriff's Posse. And shout out to the Hirschbergers for doing that for us as well. And that's all I got, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, thank you. Mike, would you like to go next?
Sure. Last Tuesday on the 14th, I attended a fair board meeting. And then later today, I've got a pool meeting, and then tomorrow, LATCO training. That's it for mine.
Thank you. Tom, you're up.
Yeah, yesterday I attended the PSA 2 meeting online, and that went well. I also stopped by the senior lunch program yesterday. They're continuing to add more seniors to that, and it's really a great thing to see. And I just can't thank Jason and Bill and Tina for all their hard work to get that program up and running. Thank you, and I'll continue to thank you for that. Excuse me. And then I have a meeting on Thursday with NorCal EMS. And also I attended the LAFCO meeting last week. We have a pool meeting today. The Blue Star Moms bingo went off great yesterday. And Lassen College had a CCW class this weekend, and it was a great class, and I learned a lot, and that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, on the 15th, I attended an agenda meeting. On the 18th, I helped host the Lassen County Veterans Stand Down, and another shout out to all of our veterans. It was a great event. I see several faces in the audience that were there, and I appreciate you being there. You know, my battle cry for our seniors is freedom isn't free. We owe them everything. So I see some veterans out there, and I thank you. I'll never quit thanking you. And yesterday I attended a First Five meeting, and then later in the day, a PSA 2 executive board meeting. So with that, we will go to F1.
That's me. Morning, Board. Michelle Duraga, Deputy Clerk of the Board. I'm back again. It's just another appointment to the Behavioral Health Advisory Board. Currently, there are 4 vacancies with terms to expire on January 8th of 2029. There was only one applicant, James Dandoy. So we're looking for appointment.
I'm looking for,
I want to make a motion to appoint James Dandois. He'd be a great addition.
I have to say, he really will. He's very educated in that field. He's been attending the meetings and he's excited about being on the board. So I need a second.
I'll second that.
And I have a first and a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So moved. Thank you, Michelle.
Oh, you're busy this morning.
You're welcome. I am busy. It's the most I've ever spoken for. This next item, F2, again, it's another appointment. This is the Lake Forest Fire Protection District. There are currently 3 vacancies. In your board packet, you will see 1 applicant. Shania.
Jacob.
Thank you. There was a late application that came in yesterday for Deborah K. Jordan Webb. I'll go ahead and pass our application out to you. Applicants are allowed to turn in applications up until the item is called.
Right.
So
Thank you.
you're welcome. So like I said, there are 3 vacancies. This is an elected office. So like I said, again, there are vacancies. So there are 3 vacancies, 2 terms to expire on December 4th of 2026. 1 vacancy to expire on December 1st of 2028. So what that means is one of the applicants should be appointed to the 12/1/2028 expiration, and one should be appointed to December 4th, 2026 expiration. So what that means is with the election, not in June, but the election in November, the general, the person that is appointed to the December 4th will have to sign up and run. Actually, that's not true. They both will have to.
Okay.
So the person appointed to the December 4th, 2026, she will run for, that position will be for a full term. And the position for expiring December 1st, 2028, that will be a short term.
Thank you.
Okay,
And so if we make these appointments, it gives them a quorum and they can conduct their.
exactly. They currently do not have a quorum. I spoke with the manager, very nice. They tried to appoint, I'm like, no, guys, you can't appoint. You don't have a quorum. Has to go to board. So anyway, so now they, after having a conversation with the general manager, Mike Garcia, they had an emergency resolution or appointment, so they can at least pay the bills. So, but as far as conducting business, no, they do not have a quorum. This will create a quorum for me, even if you just do 1 appointment. But I'm sure
That's
2
very
appointments
important.
would be appreciated. Yes,
Very important.
yes.
Do we blanket make the appointments, or do I have to do each one separately so they can take the different offices, different terms?
You can do it all at one time, just state,
Who's gonna get what
I
office?
get, yeah, so
well, then you're gonna state that in your motion.
Got it.
These are your appointments, right?
I mean, you're more than welcome to do 2 motions. However the board wishes to do so. If you're more comfortable doing. 2
they're both
motions.
in my district.
Right.
And I've talked to Mr. Garcia in the past about some of their issues. They're both qualified candidates and like you say, both can so they can do their business, and then in the election, they get sorted out if they stay or not, or.
Right,
like-
or if they have additional.
You want to make the motion to who gets what?
Sure. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Shania Pacheco to the term that expires on December 1st, 2028. And then I'd like to, at the same time, motion that Deborah K. Jordan Webb be appointed to the term that expires December 4th, 2026.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a first and a second. With that, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Michelle.
Thank
Okay, you've got another one, F3.
Actually, Bill's gonna present on that one.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Bill Pyer, Fair Manager.
Wonderful.
I'm here this morning on behalf of Justin Barney. He asked on Friday if he needed to be at this meeting. I told him to go ahead and go to work and save that time off work to help with the fair. So, Justin's very interested in becoming a part of the fair board. He had applied one time in the past when, Kevin Stafford was reappointed. So therefore there wasn't an opening for him. Younger individual with, young family and just a desire to serve the community. I was very encouraged. Kevin made the recommendation. I contacted him on the morning after our fair board meeting, and he was in later that day, picked up the application. The next day he was working and his wife dropped it off for him. And I asked her, "You're dropping this off, you must be in support." She says, "Absolutely." So getting family support is very important as well. So I just encourage you to go ahead and place Mr. Barney on the fair board.
I got a comment. I have to say I'm excited about this because this gives me my appointee on the fair board.
Okay.
And, you know, it's pretty important to have the right one and not the wrong one. And we've experienced both. So I thank you, Bill. I really thank Justin for applying for this, and he'll be an excellent addition. So I'm looking forward.
I couldn't agree more. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Justin Barney. He's got a young family, he wants to be involved in the community. He's a good kid. So.
Yeah, he's in your district.
Yeah, he lives in Lake, that's why.
He's a good worker.
He's been trying to figure out a way to get involved, and I think he'll be a great addition.
Good. I have a
His brother's
motion.
on the fishing game.
I'll second that.
And I have a second. With that, those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? So moved. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Might as well do. Can we start G now, Michelle?
Yes, you can go ahead and go on to G.
Okay, we'll go to the information consent calendar.
I'd like to pull 2, 3, and 4.
Which one?
2, 3, and 4.
Is it, Michelle, is it
I'm listening.
is it possible to pull just 5B?
Go ahead and pull 5. Yeah, you
The
can.
thing is, I don't think anybody's here. Silas isn't here. So, you know, we'll just leave it. I'll call Silas afterward.
Okay. Okay, so just 2, 3, and 4.
Okay. Motion?
I make a motion to pass the rest of them.
Okay, I have a motion to approve the balance of the agenda. Need a second?
A second.
And I have a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Okay. Number 2, Community Social Services First Amendment to the agreement.
Mr. Chair, board members, Jason Bial, Health and Social Services Director. This amendment in front of you is our final amendment, hopefully, to this contract. We've received our last billing from LCOE, and that goes over our maximum contract again. So with this amendment, we will have what we need to give LCOE their money to close out the end of the year. So I'll entertain any questions.
Thank you. I'm looking at, why are we doing a $10,000 for 2024-25 and 25-26? I mean, it seems like a retroactive. Didn't we approve this at a certain level and now we're going back? But why are we going back to 2024 and 25?
So both of these are just to, I believe the remaining balance is actually in 26. That's where the 10,000 is needed, but we're trying to close out the remaining of their fiscal year. We received their last quarter, I want to say maybe a month ago, when we pulled the contract and just saw that our total expenditure was right over with the max that we've got approved from you guys. So.
I guess what I'm trying to understand is, if we make a contract at a certain amount, isn't that the amount? Then we
Well, what's hard about this is we're obligated to pay the childcare fees through LCOE. We have to have them. The state requires us to give the childcare fees. So it essentially comes down to whoever receives them, we have to essentially pay that total amount. So we have to, that's why we're bringing the contract back to increase that amount. Next year, we'll actually bring what we think is a more reasonable amount up front that encapsulates this increase. Yes,
Hopefully.
yes, sir. And if we do it again, I'm hoping that we'll be looking at doing it just one time. So we've already done the cost expenditure. We did the roll up and we're going to insulate ourselves a little bit more for the following year. Hopefully that's just more on paper for the contract and we're still going to come around these same level for services because it seems, 750 or 770,000 seems about what it's going to be. Maybe just a little bit more with increase of people coming into the community or receiving those services. But
Yeah, I'm just trying to kind of understand. I mean, like, does it take us 2 years to figure out what we spent?
I would say that this was something that probably needed an additional oversight in the past. Just looking at the contract, trying to decide if there was an increased population. I will say we should naturally know that this is going to be an increased population every year because it's childcare services. Childcare services are more expensive. Each time a kid comes into, I think it's like second or their second year, they should be eligible for childcare. So I imagine this cost is accurate, but still going to be a little higher next year. So I think we built about a 5 to 10% increase in the contract for the following year. And I think that should account to not have us come back to the board as much as we did this year.
Yeah.
So I do apologize for that because
Thank you.
oversight error.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And Jason, so where is this childcare service housed at? Is it?
Yeah, so this is, I believe, resource and referral through LCOE. So it's the program that a lot of people are actually receiving those subsidies, but you essentially go to resource and referral, you apply to have somebody that's doing childcare, and the state is able to pay some level of subsidy for that childcare, trying to make childcare a little bit more affordable for our community. It's an absurd cost if you have to pay for it yourself. If you're, if you have young kids in your family, it eats a lot of, at least from our workers' standpoint, it eats a lot of their paycheck, probably about 60% to 80% of their paychecks. So this program provides a subsidy. It's a required entitlement, both, I believe, by the federal government and then backed by the state government.
So
House at LCOE.
So they get the application at the Office of Education.
Yep.
And the money is rolled through your department and then it's a pass through or?
That's correct. Yep. It comes to the Lassen Works Department and it's received as essentially an eligibility entitlement. So we are the ones that set up that agreement with LCOE and then yes, we operate as the pass through to pay those. Thanks.
Yes, thank you.
I want to thank you on your clarity of everything. I know it's a headache.
It's hard to keep everything straight, but yeah, our goal when we bring this many amendments, my fiscal team generally is the one that, and contracts, I gotta give Hannah a shout out too, because they both kind of grabbed me and said, we gotta figure out how to not end up in this place again next year. So they were the ones that suggest the increase and happy that I don't have to keep all of that in my brain at one time. So
Thank you. I'm looking for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the Fifth Amendment to the agreement with Lassen County Office of Education and authorize the county CIO to execute the amendment.
And I vote first by Mike, a second by Jason. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Okay, number 4.
Like G3, Gary.
Pardon?
G3.
Three.
G3.
Okay. That's it.
We can't start.
Three.
Morning, gentlemen. Danielle Sanchez, Assistant Director. I'm here for Natalie. She's not feeling well today. So before you have a First Amendment to our agreement with Les Hall. Our original contract is a 3-year agreement, and this is, he assists the county with our Medi-Cal administrative activities billing. So he is entitled to a 10% drawdown of the funds that we draw down. Ma is roughly 12 to 18 months behind in what they're evaluating. So we're sending our 24-25 reports to the state right now for review for them to tell us what we're entitled to draw down. As we receive those back, he's then entitled to 10%. We have seen a significant increase in our MA activity billables, which then provides him an increase because it's a percentage of our drawdown.
Okay, because we only got like 2 months of this remaining in the 2025-26 cycle.
Correct. We haven't issued the last 2 payments to him yet because we were waiting for this amendment. We've been working on this for a couple of months.
And so this goes back to 23-24 still, and
No, but the original agreement that you guys passed was a 3-year agreement. So when we bring the amendment, we have to modify that original 3-year agreement, which is why you see the multiple fiscal years listed.
Got it.
Because the original was a 3-year agreement.
Thank you. That's my question.
And with the increases of the billable is the increase to what we give to
Correct.
Mr. Hall.
I'll make a motion to approve the First Amendment to the agreement with Les Hall and authorize the county CAO to execute the amendment.
Okay. I have a first by Mike, a second by Jason. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, so move. Now we'll go to 4.
Mr. Chairman,
Morning, Matt.
Matt May, interim public works director.
My question was, this is about California Department of Fish and Wildlife and the bats and the turtles and stuff, but on the initial part here, it looks like a small amount, but it's actually $194,714 that we're approving.
That's the total. This amends the total by 52,000 to that amount. So that dollar amount reflects all the pre-construction surveys and work that E-Corps has been doing for that 7C70 bridge project.
So all the work has already been done and mostly paid for.
A lot of it,
A little bit.
So this last little bit is added on during the construction phase. I'm not 100% sure why it wasn't in the original contract, but it's just what we need to do to get that construction phase completed.
I was reading through the part of the contract and it talked about relocating the bats and the turtles and what's the plan on it?
That's in the E-Corps plan. I don't know if you have that in front of you.
No, I just had
Yeah,
mention of it.
I don't know how they do it. I just know if they discover those things, they have to relocate them. I don't know the technical aspects of what that all entails, but it is a bona fide process that they have to go through.
That's a shame.
I think from what Dave was telling me, we don't anticipate there will be anything. So, but it just has to be part of the,
So we paid about 200 grand to figure out there's nothing.
for what?
So we paid about 200 grand to figure out there's nothing.
Well, the 200 grand was the pre-construction surveys that they did. I don't know what they discovered or didn't discover during those surveys, but and during the acquisitions they had to do to get those right of ways and things. There has to be environmental clearances to go with those.
Right.
I don't know what they found or didn't find during those studies.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, on the, on your, agreement here, one, it says that it's been approved by, county council. I don't see any county council,
Yeah, it's
has signed off on it.
I have the copy. I think that copy didn't make it with the packet.
The endorsed copy with county council's
Yeah.
approval came through last night
Friday, but yeah.
or Friday. Yeah. It was sent to me yesterday,
Yeah.
which is why it was not in the attachment, but it was approved by county council.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
And then, the other, thing is any of this money reimbursable?
On this project?
Yeah,
Part of the project is reimbursable. I don't know about this line item or fund. I know that the project is reimbursable from Caltrans.
all right. And then in the amendment, you have, they have, February 1st and September 15th of what year?
Which part?
And
are you reading?
it's in the, scope of work. On page 1 of the E-Court.
So, seen in October 1st, 2026 and February 8th, 2027.
Well, in the construction plan, it says outside the nesting bird area, which is between February 1st and is that,
Oh, that's just
is that,
broadly that,
2000 and what?
well,
Or
I think broadly
2000?
they're just saying that, they have to do those surveys between, whatever year it is, it's between February and September or,
And is it this February 26th or is it past, February 25th, 2025? What?
it'll be,
years are they?
it'll be this year. If they get into the construction this year, they'll do those surveys this year.
Okay. The other task, that I, see in here, it says, at the, bat, roosting, season, but then it says, this task does not include preparation of the bat management, which is required. But I thought that's what they were doing was, managing it for us to see how, if there's any bats of how they're going to take care of that problem. And that's under task 9 and it's right underneath the February.
So,
Didn't realize bats were endangered species.
so bat habitat and assessment, the management, like I was saying, I don't think they expect to find bats. The bat habitat and assessment survey that is part of the task 9A breakdown, that's just going out and looking for them and, reporting that back to Fish and Wildlife. If they actually discover bats, I think what they're saying is they may have to, it's a may in that line that says they may have to develop a plan depending on if Fish and Wildlife requires
If
it.
they're located.
If they're located and if Fish and Wildlife requires it.
And if they do, is that money in this contract?
Not in this contract.
So they would have to bill us more.
We would have to likely do an amendment, another amendment.
And then, it, underneath the cost breakdown, they have the review of this document. The responsibility for the content of accuracy, that they will not be responsible for the accuracy in these studies. I mean, here we are, we're paying a contractor to look out for us, and then they're not going to be responsible for the accuracies.
Let's see. Which
Well,
bullet are you
We
reading?
had this conversation, I believe, last week on a similar thing, and I'll yield to council, but it's a common practice to have that kind of language in there. I think the assumption is that the professional is going to do their very best, but they can't be expected to be perfect.
That would be correct. And I haven't seen the original agreement, but usually there's some sort of indemnity clause in there that would provide the county some protection on it.
Any other questions?
Oh, yeah. I'm not done yet.
Well, go ahead.
He's looking up the answer to the last one.
Oh, I was just reading.
That was reading, so I didn't know.
Oh, sorry, I was just
Do
reading.
I
I found the bullet that you were reading and, yeah.
All right. Two, on the, contract that we have here. It states in there that it's, January 29, 2020. I don't, why is that in there? And why did, county council approve, a contract like that?
That's the original contract date.
Yes, this is a second amendment to the agreement that was signed back in January 29th of 2020. So that contract is still in place and this is an amendment. So you would reference the date that that contract was signed.
Because the First Amendment, that we approved was on June 10th of 2025.
But the original agreement was approved back in January 29th of 2020. And then there was a First Amendment, and then this is a Second Amendment. So there's technically one agreement with two amendments.
Correct.
All right. So there, I don't understand why we have a First Amendment. To it. We had to give them more money in a First Amendment
I
in
don't,
January of 2020.
I don't have the First Amendment in front of me, so I don't know what the First Amendment stated. It could have been that we needed to extend the timeline for the contract. It could have been we needed to give them more money. I don't know without seeing that amendment.
All right, well, and then, in the First Amendment, it is, 50,000. And, this amendment is, 54,200. The 194,714 dollars don't add up.
I'm sorry.
50,000
Mhm.
and 54,000 doesn't equal to 1,907 and 1,094 and 117.
There was a previous amount, so the whole thing added together. This amendment, the previous amendment, and the original cost are not to exceed $194,714. And so there's the original contract.
So the original contract was how much?
I would assume that difference, that $100,000 roughly. That was 2020.
Well,
I'd be happy
how come it's not in our blue packet?
just to save on printing and space. This was the packet that was left with me to present to you. I'm happy to go get the original contract if that would make you feel more comfortable in approving.
I'm done with my questions.
Any other questions?
I just want to thank you for stepping up. When you're dealing with the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, Lahontan Regional Water Quality Control Board, and then you could throw in the Army Corps of Engineers. What a nightmare. So,
There's a lot to these projects. I'm happy to be here standing in front of you and trying to help my best to help and get things through, but
I appreciate it. I know how difficult they are to deal with, so
It's a swamp.
it's bad.
Well, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Second Amendment with the E Corp Consulting Incorporated to perform the environmental services related to Whitehead Slaw Bridge 7C-70 in the amount of $54,200 and authorize the county CAO to execute the agreement.
Thanks.
Okay. Any other questions? I'm looking,
Made a motion.
I've got my motion and my second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No,
So moved. Thank you, Matt. Okay, we'll go to Lassen County Behavioral Health Advisory Board.
No, D1.
No, do you have?
Oh, D1, okay, I'm sorry, I was looking at D1, sorry. Recognition awards for April.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Parker will not be with us today. He's working, he's in court, so.
Okay. Huh. Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll go to. We've already done that. Sorry about that. Okay. H1,
Hey, that's me.
you've been busy today.
I know. 1 second. Okay, Michelle Itaroga, Deputy Clerk of the Board. This item is an ordinance, proposed ordinance enacting chapter 2.35.090 of the Lassen County Code relating to assessment appeals board fees. The ordinance will implement a $25 fee per parcel application. The request is to receive the report, introduce the ordinance, read and or waive. So what this item is, we've gone all these years, there's no, to submit assessment appeal application. And before I continue, I also clerk the assessment appeals board. I accept the applications, all assessment appeal applications are turned into my office. So I manage that portion of the assessment appeals. There has never been a fee implemented. So to file an assessment appeal, there's no fee. It's gotten better, but there have been times to where we would have one applicant in particular turn in or file 77 applications or 77 different parcels. So that takes up a lot of time. So the fee, it's potential revenue. Typically, we have anywhere between 4 and 6 applications, so it's not a lot of revenue, but it's something. But the main reason for this is try to deter those who want to file 75, 80 assessment appeals applications for a $500 difference. So exactly. And again, it hasn't happened in a few years, but there's been a potential. It does happen. The year that I did receive 77 applications, I also received 55 from another appellant. So I had approximately 135 assessment appeals applications. So not only is it staff time to process these and get the meeting ready, but it's also a cost to the county because anytime I correspond with an appellant, I have to send everything certified return receipt. So that can be up to 4 notices being sent at 1044 apiece. So, or per.
Jason, you had a question?
I just had a simple, is it $25 fee gonna cover your time? I mean, we can't make money as a.
Right, I kind of, so it's, so we had this conversation, so, in your packet, you will see the, resolution that was approved by the Assessment Appeals Board in July of 2020. This came back to, for discussion with the board, this was when Bob Burns was county counsel, so he created the resolution. $25 was reasonable, he did a comparison, we didn't do a time study on it, he just took, went through other rural counties to see what they were charging. And on the average, it was $25. The bigger counties, LA, Orange, they're like 150, depending on if it's commercial or residential. But on an average, it's around 25, 35, up to $50. So Bob felt that it was $25 was a reasonable amount to go ahead and charge. This is something that in the future we could bring back and amend again to increase the fee. But right now, we've gone with nothing. So, yeah, so a $25 fee, even just to deter those, people, the habitual filers, that helps me. So.
Would you feel comfortable coming back to us if it's time to raise fees? Because I just don't want to give.
I would feel comfortable amending it. My recommendation is for it to, you guys go ahead and,
That's what we got.
that's what we have right now. Let's see how it goes the next year or two. If it's not working out for the office, like I said, we can amend the ordinance, bring it back. We can ask for $35 or $45 going forward. And maybe this time we can do a time study rather than just recommendation from county council. which it was very much appreciated because it's something. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, if that makes you happy, that keeps us happy, Mike.
I have two kind of procedural questions. One, if someone files one of these appeals, and they win, do they get the money back or is that?
They would get a refund of the difference. It's something that, so whatever minutes that I take, like at the minute orders, I would send something up to the auditor. I would send the recommendation up to the auditor's office, the way the assessment appeals board voted. It's like, we had assessment appeals last Thursday. There were 2 stipulations on there. So stipulations when the assessor and the landowner comes up with an agreement. So whatever that difference is, I send the stipulation that's signed off by the chair of the assessment appeals board and myself, and then the auditor handles the difference.
And just ballpark, give or take, how much time does it take you to process one claim like that?
Oh, well, so I received the application. When I receive the application, that's make a file stamp it, put it on the roll. I don't know, 15 minutes.
Right.
So it's not, but then when it's time to prepare, so it's no different than what I do for you guys every week.
Well, that's what I'm looking for, is the amount of time you put into it.
So total over the last 2 weeks for my time card, because I have to document the time that I spend doing assessment appeals. I believe I have a total of 8 hours that I spent in the last 2 weeks on
The
assessment.
whole day.
Or 2 weeks prior to the, because I have to create the binders for the board. I have to notice, I have to, so anything on my time card that is assessment appeals related. So like I said, for what I spent the last 2 weeks up until, April 16th for the assessment appeals hearing, I would say 8 hours.
I'm kind of just thinking like, Jason is in the sense of, $25 is kind of a token amount.
Mhm.
Down the road, if it had a number of these things, I'd be thinking, let's act like LA County for a little while.
Mhm.
Put it on, but
I mean, if you'd like me to bring it back with a higher amount, I'll do whatever your direction is. I mean, it's,
I think it's a good starting point.
Mhm.
And if we're going to contemplate a higher amount, I would like to do the study and make sure there's a nexus and that we can stand behind it.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that would give us
Like, it gives us a starting point.
exactly,
So,
exactly. And I'm fine with the $25. I mean, not that my opinion matters, but
it does
I-
very much.
I think $25 to start is fair, considering that we've had nothing, zero. And file as many applications as you like. And then,
Do we need to waive a second reading on this since it's something?
yeah,
new?
so you'll,
Motion
so
would be to waive second. reading.
introduce and waive the second reading would be the
Okay.
motion.
You want to go ahead on that?
I'll make a motion to accept the report, waive the second reading and continue until
what day was the other one?
April 28th for adoption. So this will come back next Tuesday.
Oh,
for you
okay,
to
okay,
adopt.
continue
Yeah.
until
It's an
next board.
introduce and waive, yeah. This one isn't pertaining to zoning.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
this one is the 2-part deal.
Okay, so we'll waive the second reading and then continue it until next board meeting.
Okay, I need a second.
Second.
I have a first and a second. We're not adopting it, so just a general vote would be all.
It's just a vote to introduce and waive.
Okay, those in favor? Opposed? Thank you, Michelle.
All right, thank you.
You explained that very well.
I'm super excited.
You're done.
I'm done.
Very much appreciated.
Thank you.
Okay,
I'll be here.
behavioral health, H2.
Good morning, Chairman. Good morning, Board. Penny Armstrong, Behavioral Health Director. My friend. Would you like to introduce yourself to the board?
Good morning, Board. My name is Megan Gray. I work with the Lassen County Office of Education.
So today we're here to show that we're going to head and move forward with the amendment of the original agreement that we have with Mental Health Oversight and Accountability Commission. They had originally given us a grant in terms of providing services. And they came to us and they said, hey, we think that there's some additional funding for specifically substance use disorders. Would you guys be interested? And I told Megan, I said, absolutely, let's run with it. So I am super excited. This isn't something that I don't know if you've been listening with our schools, drug and alcohol issues are very prevalent in today's schools. And this is an opportunity for us to go out there and do some amazing outreach and engagement and stuff. And I think I'm gonna turn it over to Megan and she can kind of explain a little bit more about what we will be providing.
I have a quick question just before you start. Will this include vaping?
I am not positive how to answer that because tobacco vaping and marijuana vaping are two different
Oh,
things. So it
okay.
just depends on what are you
Okay, I was-
considering tobacco vaping or?
it was tobacco vaping because it's becoming quite an issue in the schools. So-
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for the answer.
But I think that's what we're here today is to really to show that there's a lot of, misinformation that's going on with a lot of our parents. A lot of our schools are dealing with vaping in terms of tobacco smoking in addition to marijuana smoking. And we're hoping that we can provide this outreach and engagement into the schools and really hopefully give them some direction. I know we'll be working with Office of Education about this particular grant opportunity. So if you want to add some more to that.
Absolutely. To answer your question fully, we are working on tobacco vaping through a different program at the County Office of Education.
Perfect.
And then this new grant will really focus on the marijuana vaping, which has become even more of an issue within our schools than the tobacco vaping. We've had kids that are doing it in the bathroom, so we're hoping that we can provide some parents some information. We've talked about pamphlets around the community for adults to know the dangers of students using marijuana at a young age. We also plan to work together for the Friday Night Live program to increase the amount of students or the amount of schools that are impacted by that program. We're hoping to do a co-located position to go out to the schools. And in all reality, we're really, really hoping that our students can be the ones that do the campaign. They're the face at the movie theater advertisement. They're the face on TikTok. They're the ones that are actually doing the campaign. I know TikTok is scary, but really hoping. Yeah, because that's what kids are looking at. So we really want to use the students to do the work. And so this funding is not to create new programs. It's to enhance the programs we already have.
I want to say, just so you're aware, Mr. Chairman, Nikki Gerald and the tobacco folks are at the schools. Periodically, when I'm picking up the kids, I see them coming out and they do a great job with the
I know
tobacco.
Nikki's amazing.
And the LCOE, they're rock stars. Everybody matters, all the different stuff that they do at the schools, whether it's suicide prevention, addiction. My kids come back with rave reviews with everything they do. So if they're wanting to go after more grants and to make their presence even more felt, I think it's a great idea.
I really like the idea that you're using the children to promote it, the students, because they're gonna listen to their peers before they listen to one of these adults.
Yeah.
So,
That is our hope. We obviously cannot force students to do this, but
Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, this is about a $2.7 million agreement. How much of that do we get? How much does the state keep for admin junk, and what's the split here? Do we
So,
get the whole thing?
yeah, so we're gonna get the whole thing. So now, just for you guys to understand, it's pass-through funds from us to us, behavioral health, to pass on to Office of Education. Kind of similar to what we're doing now.
Perfect.
so in that original amount is about to sunset. It was 2.2, I believe. The original amount is about to sunset in October. So this is an addition to that for $450,000 for specifically SUD. We're one of the few counties in Lassen County that took this money. We brought in Rocky Heron to an ex-DEA agent to speak with our fifth through 12th grade students about fentanyl, about alcohol. And because we were doing that work, they were like, oh, well, you guys are already doing this, so let's give you some more money so you can continue it.
That's very cool.
That's impressive.
And it was cool. He presented at the college as well for the adults.
For the adults, yes, it was great.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the amendment to the agreement. Q1 NHSOA C 052A.3 with the Behavioral Health Services Oversight and Accountability Commission. and authorize the county CAO, to execute the agreement.
All, thank you for reading that.
We got a first and a second by Neely. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. That's really huge. Okay, H3. Child abuse proclamation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Board. Again, Jason Vial, the Director of Health and Social Services. I have the pleasure of bringing the proclamation for the Child Abuse Prevention Month. April is Child Abuse Prevention. You guys have also received lapel pins, and thank you for wearing them today. We're also handing them out in the audience as we go. Just to read the proclamation forward, not the proclamation itself, but the background. Every child, and I have joined with me today is the program manager from Child Welfare and the analyst from Child Welfare, Lisa Chandler and Melissa Reed. So every child is born into this world, born into a world filled with limited possibilities. And as a community, we must ensure our young people have the support that they need to realize their enormous potential. Tragically, abuse and neglect erode this promise for many in our communities, children each year. A strong, stable family is the best foundation for a promising childhood. And when parents and caregivers have the support from loved ones, family, and their community, they are more likely to provide safe, healthy environments for their children. The Lassen County Child Abuse Prevention Council is committed to strengthening our communities, families, and doing everything we can to make it easier for parents to care and provide for their children. In April, we celebrate the love and courage it takes to raise a child. We reaffirm the foundation or the fundamental human rights of all children to live free of violence and abuse, and we rededicate ourselves to ending the cycle of harm too many of our children face. The other thing I want to call our attention to is the blue pin rules that you see kind of all around right now during Child Abuse Prevention Week and Month. Symbolize the hope, reminding us all that children deserve the opportunity to grow up happy, healthy, and free from harm. That's why we're here, and I'm happy to bring the proclamation and ask you guys for your signature and your support.
I will make a motion to adopt that proclamation.
I have a motion
Second.
and I have a second by Supervisor Neely. Those in favor? Opposed? And we'll see you Friday.
Yes, thank you. I was just going to make that note. So we have the Children's Memorial flag raising. It's 10 o'clock on Friday, and it's going to be at the old courthouse. And so we hope to see you guys there. We'll be providing chairs, and if the weather turns on us, we'll be providing some pop-ups and some canopies for everyone to shelter underneath. Also, I heard we're going to have some warm cookies too. So come get a little treat.
Thank you.
I know I'll
And
be there.
Jason, thank you, and all the departments that are working with you on that. It takes a whole community, so. Okay, planning and building services. Morning.
Morning, Chairman, Supervisors, Galen Norwood, Planning and Building Services Department. We have Board of Supervisors letter of support for the Eagle Lake Ranger District Gallatin Marina Low Water Boat Ramp Enhancement Project. And the requested action is to receive the draft letter and to authorize the chairman to execute the letter of support. So there's information in their bulletin on the project. It's also attached to the draft letter of support for your consideration.
Just glad we're considering dredging out the current boat ramp and not moving it. I think it's a great idea to do that.
Any questions? Comments?
I just want to commend Forest Service. You know, they came in and they've listened to us here in the board. They've also been listening to the community that they wanted to just to extend the existing low water boat ramp. They do have a proposal in their proposal there too, that they are going to extend a natural surface road out to help the fish and game, so that they can plant the fish in a different spot when they're replanting the fish, not just in the low water boat ramp. And I I think the Forest Service and has did a great job, and I'm happy that, we're here supporting them.
Any other questions?
Thank you for bringing this forward.
Yes. You want to make a motion on that, Tom?
Yeah, I'll make a motion, that we send, a letter of support for the, Gallatin Marina Low Water Enhancement Project and authorize the chairman to execute the letter of support.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion by Supervisor Neely and a second by Supervisor Cameron. Those in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Okay, number 5.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, number 5 is an amendment, or excuse me, an agreement between Lassen County and Civics Plus for next request, which basically is a software that allows for people to make public records requests, and it would be located on our website. It represents a clearinghouse so that the public can go to one place easily to make records requests. And it will also do a lot of other things. It will help us track record requests so that if we get duplicates, it's easy to find, easy to catalog, keep track of, and hopefully will help decrease any requests that come to different departments that kind of get lost in the shuffle, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
And so this is supported by County Council Platt, as well as the clerk's department. Every department head is in favor of this. We plan on spreading the cost to the different departments over time. But this is a good thing.
Any questions?
So it'll just be like a tab on the website or something, and
Right.
people will say, I want this document or issue or whatever.
Exactly.
It'll be routed to somebody with AI kind of grab it out of somewhere.
Right. And if you want a detailed explanation, our IT director is sitting in the audience and she may provide more detail if you would like it. But yeah, that's the idea.
So this is gonna bring us into the.
No. Let's not go there.
No, this,
Into the 21st century.
Let's stick with the 20th century for now.
Okay.
well, this,
And,
this tab will be added to our new website that's currently
Right.
being built too, right?
Perfect.
Will it be added prior to that or wait for the new website?
timing wise, I don't know, it probably immediately or
They'll go together.
together. And we're about how far out for the website?
With the new website, June-ish.
June-ish.
This yearish?
Yeah.
So
Wow.
we start to, Brandon McMullen, Deputy County Administrative Officer. As soon as we get our website up and going, there will be a link and that link will open into a portal. And that portal will be searchable. So if someone wants to do a records request, they can see it's already been done, which is super nice. And yeah, it will streamline all of that. So
Awesome job.
So does it take, staff, in other departments to input their information in there? Or who's going to be importing information out of the different departments to this, or?
it'll be the same type of process that we already have. So right now we get PRA requests, we send them off to council for any guidance that we have, because sometimes we need to redact and whatnot. But all of that information will go into the portal, and then when it's ready to be publicly reviewed, it will release it.
Do you have an estimated like turnaround time, like when someone submits a request and it comes back in?
It's all government code. So like you have PRAs are based off a certain timeline, like that timeline is already in place. We have to get it done within 10 days or we have to request an extension. So it will follow the same exact timelines that we've had before. But right now it's coming into front office requests, phone calls, it's coming in through emails, it's coming in all over the place. So it could easily get buried somewhere in someone's personal stuff. So now this is going to come into one person. We're going to assign it out to the departments. They're going to be able to collect their information. We're going to send it over to the attorneys to make sure that it looks right, make sure everything's redacted, and then we're going to release it back out within those timeframes.
Awesome. Now, is this gonna publicly show the PRAs that we've answered or?
It will start to keep a log of that. So like if
Tom wanted to do dog bites and we responded to that and you came in, you could type in dog bites and it would pop up the PRAs that we've already answered.
Wow.
So we'll streamline,
Yeah, that it'll
hopefully more.
reduce the amount of redundancy.
I was gonna say, this is gonna slow it down.
Cause I just had a
Well, a little
situation
bit.
where they asked me for purchase orders.
Well-
So I had to reach out to our attorneys and say to them,
I'm with Chris.
hey, I just answered this. And they were like, okay, just do the new date. So
Yeah, we might have a flush of requests in the beginning, but hopefully that'll have
Battle
about,
system.
yeah.
And
They're gonna have to try it. I mean,
well, this software will redirect somebody, like, say, if I was trying to put it in the same one as Tom and it'd say, it's already been done, here's your
we
answer.
could respond with that, yes. We have admin licenses, so we'll be watching over the top of it and making sure that we're responding to those things. Cause like I said, I just had a PRA come in for purchase orders. I responded to it. And then we got one probably 3 months later. So I wrote back to our PRA team and was like, hey, do I have to do this again? Here's the documents I sent you this first time. And they were like, yeah, just go put that extra 2 months difference. So I did that. We compiled it. We sent it back out. This will alleviate a lot of that. We'd be able to kick it back out and be like, well, here's this one. If you'd like the additional 2 months, we'll give you the 2 months.
it's saving a lot of time.
It is. It will. Yes. It's going to streamline the process,
Yeah.
which is probably the most important part of it.
And no one's falling through the cracks.
Right. And this, I have to give credit. This was Travis with, county council. There's other counties that are already using this with great success and they really like it. And Travis really spearheaded this. He brought the idea to us because he often has to deal with a lot of that really frustrating PRA stuff as he's the IT person. So shout out to Travis because this is going to interface really well with what we have going. So we'll get to bring a lot of stuff live at this time. It's gonna be nice.
The other question I had is, it automatically renews.
Yes, it does. And normally we're in opposition to that, but as PRAs are not going to go away, we discussed that with our team on Civics Plus in pretty solid detail about how it's going to auto renew. And we know what our termination timeframes are. We know that if we don't like it anymore, that we can get out of it before it auto renews and that we need to be aware. The reason we're entering it now is it's going to auto renew right before we go into the next fiscal year. So if we're not going to have the budget, we can terminate and we can move on.
Perfect.
But I don't see us ever getting rid of this.
Yeah, PRA's not gonna do it.
Is there set like cost of living increase built into that or? That,
They spoke to us that they will talk, there may be a 5% raise every year after an initial term. However, they said that they only do 5%. It never exceeds 5% and they can't even guarantee it's going to be 5%. It just kind of depends on where the technology sphere goes. If their costs go up, then they might need to do that, but they'll speak to us about that.
So it's kind of a ceiling on
Before
it.
that automatic renew
Yes,
date.
that they'll talk to us about that stuff and tell us why it went up and all that good stuff. But 5% was like, it was very, very low.
Civics Plus is usually pretty good about having a notice period prior to your timeline to terminate written into their contracts.
Yes, they were very good. And they're a great team. They're really good partners for us. They've been very transparent.
I want to thank you and Mr. Travis for bringing us into the 21st century. I can't wait till June-ish
Right,
to
June.
see that new website.
I will say that 5% only amounts to about $500, $550 cap. So, I mean, we could easily shoulder that for the convenience.
Yeah.
Any other questions, John?
I make a motion to approve the agreement, authorize the CAO to execute the agreement.
I have a motion by Supervisor Scanlon and a second by Supervisor Ingram. Those in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Okay, correspondence,
No, H6.
huh?
H6.
Oh,
Sorry.
information, okay. Information to the Board of Supervisors.
I have none. Have a great day.
Okay, thank you.
It's been 39.
Thank you, everyone.
Are we adjourned?
We're adjourned.